I've known this lady for a long time. Since she got out of law school, she went to Texas Southern University and a few years ago. And then she was also a municipal judge, presiding judge, and county, not county attorney, city controller, and county commissioner. She can't hold a job, you know. Just. But anyway, we got her to come in because we know that she can relate to a lot of you because she comes from not a poor community, but let's say a less wealthy community. And I'm sure she could talk to us and encourage us all to do better. I said, más bueno, gente. And here she is, SylivaGarcia.
Thank you, Edward. And it's true, I've known Edward for a long time. I was just afraid he was going to tell some old stories.
No.
And you know, old stories is like, geez, they can be pretty bad, right? It's nothing you want to Twitter about, it's nothing you put on Facebook. But first of all, thank you all for having me tonight. I've known all these people here with this LULAC chapter for a long time. And just to show you that I'm not just here as a speaker to just come over here to speak and then go home and not worry about you all. When you look at the sponsorship list, you're going to see my name there, right? If you look down there toward the bottom, and I don't know why I'm at the bottom, but it says SylivaGarcia. Now, why do I do that? It's really real simple. And I'm going to try to just tonight come to speak from the heart. Okay? Why are we here? Why are you here?
My daughter.
Your daughter, right? Your children. Amy, why are you here?
Well, I wanted her to have a better start than what I did.
Better start than what she did. Now, isn't that what everybody wants? Es lo que queremos todos, ¿no? Como padres. Lo mejor para nuestros niños y para estar seguros que ellos tienen todo lo que nosotros no podemos tener. Isn't that what it's all about? Making sure that we do what we can do for our children and make sure that their life is better for us. Who doesn't want that? No hands, right? Why? Because that's what we all want. And you know what that is? That's the American dream. That's the American dream. That's why a lot of people come to this country. That's why a lot of people make a lot of sacrifices for this country. That's why all of us work together as a community to make sure that we as a community, as Latinos, Hispanos, gente, todos juntos, do better, not just for us, but for our children. And then, how many here are grandparents? After that, it's for the grandchildren, right? And if you're like me, I have great-grandkids. So we already have great-great-grandnephews and nieces. So we just have to continue that. And for us as a community, as Latinos, as Americans, that really is what it's all about. And for all the students here, you're so lucky that this group raises money, and that's all that they do. They're known as the Education Scholarship Chapter. They're not known as the partiers. You know, they're not known as the ones who really have great workshops, and that they do sometimes. They're not known as the people who get a lot of people at their events. They're known as the Scholarship LULAC Chapter, because everything they do is to raise money for this. Isn't that great? Y'all applaud this group, okay? I'm sure that for all of you, especially the students, and I just saw one person here that's going to Texas Women's University. Who is that? Who's going to TWU? I saw that in the list. Well, if she was here, I would say good, because that's where I went. You know, and when I think about that, and someone asked me just this last week, what's her name?
She's out of town, McKinstry. She's out of the country, actually.
Out of the country.
Yeah,
For her. But, you know, when I was growing up, and somebody asked me just this last week, why did you go to TWU? You know what my answer was? It was the cheapest place I could find. You know, isn't that sad? That I really went to where it was the most inexpensive that I could go. kind of decision. I hope that the scholarship tonight helps you make a decision that's good for you, not based on what you can afford, but what is good for you to get the scholarship to go to the program that you want to do what you want to do in life. Because when I grew up, and Edward made reference to it, I grew up in un ranchito, que se llama Palito Blanco. And there is less people in Palito Blanco than there is in this room. I'm serious. I don't think we've hit 100 people. We don't even have a high school, we don't have a traffic light, so that's good. You know, we get put on a bus to go to the next town to go to school. The bad news is I had to pick cotton. I had to work on the farm. I actually did learn how to drive a tractor before I learned how to drive a car. But that's some time ago. Things were a little bit different. But somehow the challenges remain the same, right? Because just like my parents didn't know where they were going to get the money to send me to school because I really wanted to go to school, you all have the same problems, right? Or you make a lot of money. Are you one part of the 1% that you're talking about that has all this money? No, right? You're not, right? So some of us need help. Some of us need just a little bit of something to get us going. And I was lucky that my parents always pushed us. We were 10. And my parents, my mother I think completed the 5th grade. My father maybe 3rd. My father didn't even know how to speak English. He couldn't read Spanish or English. He was functionally what today people would say was illiterate. My mother learned how to read on her own. But you know what? They did just like your parents are doing here today. They sat through everything that I wanted them to sit through because they wanted what? To do better for their daughter, to make sure that she did what she said she had a better life than her. And that's the same thing we're doing today. But you all are lucky. There's a LULAC chapter that's helping you, that's going to give you a scholarship. I wish we would have had a LULAC chapter. But instead, we had to just do what we could. Got a little loan because one of my uncles did happen to be a banker, and he said, all right, well, let's get you some money. And then as soon as I got there to TWU, then I started looking on my own for more scholarships. I did have one scholarship from the state, and I had to go ahead then and try to look for more money and figure out what I was going to do because all I had was enough for the first semester. Just think about that. They put you on a bus in Alice, Texas, and ship you off to Denton, Texas, and you're not sure if you're going to be there for 3 months or a whole 4 years. It's the first time I've ridden on a bus. It's the first time I've been anywhere further than San Antonio. How many of you think I was scared? I was. My father, like a baby. My mother, oh my God, she looked at art. How many mothers here are nervous? When their kids go, yeah. Fathers, come on, I know you are too. And Gilford. No? I've been there for 2 years. Oh, she's been there for 2 years. What about you, Dinner?
No.
No?
No, I like it, because they try to make it their own.
No está nervioso porque no puede pagar los libros, la escuela, que va a estar muy duro, no,
I
nada.
got one already because
Whoa, an expert over here.
yeah, he finished. He's nursing.
Congratulations, that's good. But my parents were just really nervous. Why? Because they had never had to worry about sending someone to school. Even though there's 10 of us, I'm number 8, I was going to be the first one that they had to really worry about all that. Because I had a sister who'd been through college, but she actually could live with my aunt and uncle, and they paid for it. So they were a little nervous. But that's why these groups were important. But the whole time that I was going there, I knew that I had my family support, and thank you all the parents, grandparents, friends that are here to support them. I knew that I could do it. I think you can do it. How about you? patterns is you, the students, have to believe in yourself. You have to know it's what you want to do. And I call it the mirror test. Every morning when you look at the mirror when you're in school, look at the mirror and who do you see? Who do you see? Yourself, right? Not your mother. Is that your mother? Sister? Sister. Not your mother, not your father, right? These three people here, they're not going to be there. It's just going to be you, right? So when you look at yourself in the mirror, it's going to be about, is this what I want to do? Can I make it? Because you can't blame the counselors anymore. You're not in high school. You can't blame the parents. You're on your own. It's just who.